Here I'm using the cardstock or the poster board. I'm sorry. I believe I got these at the dollar store. You get 5 in a pack. This is what I'm going to be making the stencil out of. I've seen a lot of people do different things like freezer paper and whatnot, but I chose to try the poster board. So I'm going to give it a try and we'll see how this goes. And here I was just talking about how I work with whatever space I have. My computer and my craft stuff is in the corner in my bedroom, so I don't have much space, and I make it work. Here I'm just cutting the stencil out off of my Cricut mat. I'll remove these letters later on after I get them placed where I need them and whatnot. And I'm going to be taping them down as that's what I've watched other people do. So I bought some masking tape and that's what I'll be taping them down with. Some people use stick pins, but I'm going to try the tape method and see if that works for me. Here is when I'm applying the tape. I'm actually going to put tape on the back of them, and I'm going to put tape around the front of them in some of the spaces that I need to lay down a little bit better or tighter. So that way when I put my paint on my brush and I stencil it, that the paint goes just where it needs to go and not everywhere else. And keep in mind, I am doing this for the first time with poster board and my first time doing a DIY doormat. I'm just overloading a lot of tape on these to make sure that they stick, seeing that this is the first time and I'm not sure exactly how the tape method is going to work, but we're about to find out. And of course, with any DIY project, it's a process, time consuming, and you have to have a lot of patience. I got these brushes at Walmart, nothing fancy, but I'm going to be using a sponge brush along with the black apple barrel craft paint. And I will be just sponging the black paint into the stencil area. And now to apply the paint to the stencil. Just dab it on there. I'm just going to try to fill in all the areas that you can with what letters you have. Try not to get any paint on the outside of the stencil area or the tape. To make the stencil, I measured it, straightened it out where I want it, put masking tape around the edges to help hold it down. I even put tape underneath it to hold it down a little bit better in a better place. finishing up
on the paint.
sponging on the paint, getting ready to pull the stencil up, which I'll pull it up slowly.
And this being my first one, I probably won't reuse.
And usually I see a lot of people reuse their stencils, but being that this is my first time, I'm going to probably throw these ones away, and later on down the road when I do more, I will learn how to keep them for other uses other than just one time. Now I'm just going to take a small brush and kind of fill in some of the areas where it could use a little bit more black paint to make that the letters pop out and they're full. I'll just continue going over the letters with the black paint and my paintbrush, fill it in, do some finishing touches, and then after this
will apply
the other stencil for the peeps. I already printed this one out. It's ready to go. These are my colors that I'm going to be using. This was a fun project for sure. I'm going to start with the pink paint on one of the peeps. You just take your paintbrush, dab on there, do the outline, whatever works best for you. And then once you get it together and all finished up, you can move on to the next one. Being that it's my first one, I kind of took my time. I thought, well, I'm sure I'll make mistakes here and there. And, you know, my next one will be even better. As they say, practice makes perfect, right? And as I started with my second color, I realized that the sponge brush is what I needed, that using a small, fine paintbrush was going to take me forever, as it did with the pink color. So I had to use different brushes for my other colors. Keeping these sponge brushes is definitely something that I'm going to keep on hand, because doing something like this is definitely something that I think I am going to need and use. I am absolutely loving these colors together this time of year for Easter. I love Peeps. I love the marshmallow candy. And of course, I call my family my Peeps this time of year. So you just pull the stencil off and there you go. It is so cute. And then I will put a Flex Seal over top of it to seal it, so it will be good to go on the outside.